Welcome to the Game of Her Own podcast, a podcast about women who work in sports. I'm your host, Jahaan Blake. After 15 years of working for 3 major league teams, including the Boston Red Sox, Los Angeles Dodgers, and the Chicago Cubs, I discovered the one thing I loved the most was helping women in sports shatter glass ceilings and take their seat at the table. I loved it so much that I made a business out of it. I have the honor of coaching high-performing women in the sports and entertainment industry and supporting them as they go after exactly what they want in their career. So if you are feeling tired of waiting on the sidelines, done being overlooked for promotions, and you're ready to pull ahead of the pack and take your career to the next level, girl, I'm here for it. I also created the Game of Her Own podcast to support you as well. We are here to share the stories of incredible women who work in sports and entertainment. These leaders and trailblazers will inspire you with their success and the lessons they've learned along the way to the top. Ladies, there is nothing like women empowering women. I am so honored you're here. Can I ask for a promotion even though we're in the middle of a global pandemic? I get asked this question over and over again. My clients have said they feel selfish and asking for a promotion because people are struggling within the industry. They feel like they're not being a team player. Their colleagues are getting laid off left and right. However, when I dig deeper with my clients, we uncover how they are truly feeling about their career. I've learned that they do not want to wait until COVID is over to advocate for themselves. I've learned that they don't want another year to go by of not being compensated for all the extra work that they are doing. They have said, I do not want another year to go by and I'm stuck in the same role with no growth. Friends, I'm here to tell you that if you want a promotion, you should ask for one. I'm here to tell you that you can ask for a promotion during COVID. I've had the honor of helping several of my clients make the case for promotion in 2020. And yes, this was during the pandemic. When they made the ask, even before they learned the outcome, every single one of them were so happy that they believed in themselves and asked for what they deserved. And I am pleased to share that their managers, all of them, said yes. So friends, let me ask you, do you think you deserve a promotion or raise? Do you want to ask for one? If yes, I want to help. So today I'm going to share 4 things that you should not do when asking for a promotion. I want to help you avoid these mistakes that are commonly made. Otherwise, in February 2022, you're going to look back and feel frustrated that you are still in the same exact position that you were a year ago. You will be beating yourself up because you feel like you haven't made any career moves, and you're pretty sure your friends and family are sick of hearing about it. I know you don't want to feel that way, and I don't want you to feel that way either. I know you're done talking about it and ready to take action. So let's do this. The number one thing I want you to stop doing is making up a story. I want you to be careful of the story you're telling yourself. Before we even have difficult or challenging conversations, such as asking for a promotion, we have already convinced ourselves on how our manager will react. If you are a proven psychic, then I want you to skip ahead to number 2. Also email me. I have some questions about the future of COVID. But if you're not a psychic, keep on listening. The reality of it is that you have no idea how your manager will react. And you can't worry about their reaction. Why? Because it's something you have no control over. So do yourself a favor and stop worrying about if they will say no, if they will get mad, if they will laugh you out of the room, or if they will use the hiring and payroll freeze as a reason to end the discussion before it even gets started. Do not worry about that. When you do, you waste so much energy and you want to put all your energy into prepping for the meeting. Put your energy into things that you can control, like your strategy for pitching your manager for your promotion. I have a client who works for an organization and they were told no raises or promotions will be given in 2020. I'm sure some of you have heard that, or it's certainly been inferred. During our strategy session, my client told me that she knew that she was not being compensated properly, but wasn't sure if she could ask for a promotion in the middle of a pandemic because of the new company-wide policy. My job as a coach is to help you identify what you want and tackle whatever is keeping you from getting it. After our strategic session, she decided she was going to go for it. And she walked away with both a raise and a promotion. She stopped worrying about what she couldn't control and went into the conversation with an open mind. She was clear on what she wanted, and part of the strategy we designed took COVID into consideration. It turns out at the end of the day, that company had to make some exceptions to maintain their talent. While they were operating very lean, there was still room to elevate some staff. Number 2, I want you to stop believing that you are difficult or ungrateful by asking for a promotion. No, no, no. Asking a question does not make you difficult. Asking a question does not make you ungrateful for the position you have now. First things first, let me say this. If you have felt this way before, or you feel this way now, you are not alone. If you have ever had that feeling, or you're having it right now, I recommend you break it down into its simplest form. View asking for a promotion as a discussion. You are simply talking to your manager and sharing why you believe you should be considered for a promotion. It's not like you're giving them an ultimatum. You're opening up the door to have a discussion. Asking for what you want does take courage. And in the moment, you feel so vulnerable. But I promise you, when you are done, you are going to feel amazing. You always do when you speak up for yourself. If you can't shake those feelings of being ungrateful or difficult, I recommend you get curious as to why. Write down exactly what you're feeling. Get the thoughts that are swirling around in your head out on paper. If writing isn't your thing, have a conversation with a friend or a colleague. Or if an outside perspective is what you need, call a mentor. Or you can set up a 20-minute free consult with me to see how I can support you with one of my coaching programs. One thing I always hear from my clients before they sign up to work with me is that they need an outside perspective from somebody who works in the industry. Number 3, I want you to stop making assumptions. I worked in the sports industry for 18 years, and I would be lying to you if I told you I got everything right every single time. I made mistakes. I failed, but I will tell you with certainty, I did not make the same mistakes twice, and I did not have repeat failures. One mistake I made was I assumed that my boss knew the amount of work that went into all that I do. I made the mistake in thinking they had a clear understanding of everything, specifically beyond my job description. You know what I'm talking about, right? You have your job description, and then you have the work that you do beyond your job description. That's not included. When you make assumptions that your manager is clear on all of the work you do, it can make the conversation about promotion very challenging. When I had that conversation with my manager, we were clearly not on the same page. What I learned, there are things you can do to avoid that. One of the most important things you can do is to make sure you share the story of the work you are doing on a consistent basis. I love helping my coaching clients with this. We develop a strategy to make sure they are building a strong foundation of advocating for themselves. Another tip, before you go into the conversation with your manager, I recommend you get super organized. It's all about the story you tell your manager, and it's got to be super simple for them to understand. Now, if you want a template to help you get organized, head to my website, jahaanblake.com/free, and download a free copy of Making a Case for a Promotion and Raise. I will also link to it in the show notes. This will totally support you as you get the thoughts that are swirling around in your head out onto paper. This exercise will help alleviate any stress that you may have about the conversation. The key is preparation. Number 4, the final thing I want you to stop doing is not having a clear vision of what you want your future to look like. Let me ask you a question. Are you super clear on what matters most to you? I'm talking about your career and your personal life. What's important to you when it comes to things like company culture, work-life balance? What do you want your next role to look like? What helps you do your best work? How well do you know yourself? Where do you see yourself in 2 or even 5 years from now? If you don't have a clear understanding of what you want out of your career, you will start to feel like you're on this hamster wheel. You will start to feel like you're stuck. Not being clear on what matters most will start to impact your confidence and make it easier for things like imposter syndrome, self-doubt to creep in. I recommend you spend some time getting clear on what matters most to you. If you don't know what you want, how can your manager give it to you? If you don't know what you want, how can you negotiate? How do you know where you can compromise or use something as leverage? If you want some questions to help you get crystal clear on what matters most to you, I have a free workbook that you can download on my website. I use this with my clients to dive deeper into setting a customized strategy for them. You can snag a copy by heading to my website, jahaanblake.com/free, and I will also link to it in the show notes for you. Friends, I know asking for a promotion can be intimidating at times. Now throw in all these external factors that are impacting the sports industry, and it adds another level of pressure. If you believe it's time to have a conversation with your manager about elevating your career to the next level, hey, I recommend you do it. Do not wait. If you need support as you go after what you want, I'm also here for it. If you are listening to this before March 2nd, I'm putting together a small group of women who are looking for coaching, accountability, and networking with like-minded women. We are going to work on things like advocating for yourself, building your brand, navigating internal politics, using your voice while being your authentic self. I am on a mission to make sure other women in the sports industry don't have to go at it alone. If you are ready to build a strong personal and executive brand, advocate for yourself without feeling like you're bragging, ask for that promotion, be a change agent as you speak truth to power, let's chat and see if my group coaching program is the right fit for you. Head to the show notes and look for group coaching. You can email me, text me, or simply set up a 15-minute interest call to chat. I would love to hear from you. If you're looking for private coaching, I'm currently accepting clients. I will link to that in the show notes as well. As always, I am honored that you joined me. I know that you have a lot of choices on how to spend your time. So thank you for sharing that time, that precious time with me. If you enjoyed today's episode, or really any episode of Game of Her Own, can I ask you to do one thing? Can you share this with one other woman you think will enjoy it? I will be forever grateful. Ladies, I am on a mission to help as many women in the sports industry as possible. All right, ladies, now go out there and show them why you belong in sports.